Why do we live with so much money? Once upon a time, people exchanged what they had. The fisherman gave his fish, and the farmer received wheat. But there was a problem with bartering. There wasn't always a perfect match of needs. The fisherman might not need wheat that day, and that's when money came into play. Money is, in fact, an agreement. It's a tool that measures how your labor compares to mine. So, money isn't just a piece of metal. It's a story that allows people to trust one another. And the more people believe in that story, the stronger it becomes. As Varoufakis explains, money has never been just a medium of exchange. It has always been intertwined with debt. Kings borrowed to feed their armies. Merchants borrowed to build their trading ships. There were always lenders and borrowers. But those who lent, the ones powerful enough to create money, also wrote the rules of the game. Today, banks play that role. When a bank gives you a loan, it doesn't hand you cash from its vault. It creates new money on a computer screen. So in truth, money is born as debt. And without realizing it, we are born into, live in, and work within this system of debt. In the modern world, everyone works to earn money. But Varoufakis asks a striking question. If everyone works to earn money, then who creates the money? Most of the time, the answer is, not us. We provide the labor and produce the goods, but money is created by those at the top of the system. That's why income inequality keeps widening. Some have access to infinite credit, while others live paycheck to paycheck. The economy is like a game board. Some pieces start with advantages by birth, but the game has become so complex that few are allowed to question its rules. That's why most of us learn how to earn money, but not how money works. Since the Industrial Revolution, machines have rapidly replaced human labor. Today, with algorithms, artificial intelligence, and automation, production is more efficient than ever. But this efficiency hasn't brought prosperity to people, quite the opposite. Many have become unnecessary. As Varoufakis says, when the machine works, the boss wins. When it stops, the worker loses. Technology increases wealth, but it also deepens inequality. Because the system rewards the owner of the machine, not the worker who operates it. Many of us think the state prints the money. But in today's world, that's almost no longer true. Banks create new money through credit. The state merely guarantees the system's stability. So the so-called free market isn't really free at all. Behind it lies a vast partnership between governments and banks. As we saw during the 2008 crisis, when banks collapse, the state saves them. But when workers lose their jobs, no one saves them. This contradiction clearly shows who money truly serves. Money is not just an economic tool, it's also a moral force. It determines what can be bought and what is considered valuable. A teacher earns less than a football player because the system rewards being watched, not teaching. In other words, the economy carries an invisible set of values. Varoufakis tells his daughter, "Economics isn't just about numbers. It decides who matters." Capitalism has created unprecedented productive power in human history. But it has also become a machine trapped by its own need for constant growth. Capital always wants more. That's why the system can never stop. If it stops, unemployment, crises, and bankruptcies begin. Varoufakis tells his daughter, "Capitalism abolished slavery, but it chained people to their debts. We think we're free, but most of us are prisoners of our debts. Credit cards, mortgages, student loans. The chains have changed, but the pressure remains the same." Despite this dark picture, Varoufakis does not lose hope, because the economy was created by people, and it can be changed by people. Money is a tool, not a purpose. If we can tell a new story, we can build a new system. In that story, value, not money, is at the center. A person's worth is measured not by the numbers in their wallet, but by their contribution to society. Technology is used not to replace people, but to free them. At the end of the book, Varoufakis writes to his daughter, "My dear, the economy doesn't want you to think. But keep thinking, because what the system fears most is people who think." And that's why this book isn't only about economics, it's also about freedom. Understanding how money works isn't just about banks or interest rates. The real issue is realizing how money shapes us. We think we use money, but most of the time, money uses us.